All opinions are those of the participants making them and are not an endorsement of any position, program, religion, or political affiliation. 𝐸𝐤𝐥𝐥𝐸 Corner is for information, observations, and entertainment. I ask that you like, share, comment, and subscribe.
Someone that's going to try to take us down, that's going to try to belittle us or discredit us. And I just feel like, I do not condone any of the actions that took place. Again, that's their business or whatever they do. But it just seems like it's a lot of things I'm listening to right now, in my opinion. It seems to me, excuse me, and I don't know if this is true or not, but it seems to me when a person reaches a certain level of income, in order for them to achieve certain delights, if you will, I'm trying to keep it clean, they start to engage in different actions than the ordinary person would partake in. They need to indulge in extra things because they've been in the spotlight, they've been with many women, and just the standard things that are good enough for the average man, that doesn't do anything for them anymore. So now they got to indulge and engage in extra things that are just baffling to us, that we would, I'm okay, I'm good where I'm at. But for them, they've done it all, been there. So now they've got to indulge in things that's going to get them to where they need to go. The other thing I was going to say is that, Shannon Sharpe is trying to come up. Cat Williams took him to another level, and since then, he's been getting a lot of notoriety. He's been getting a lot of, it's a steady climb with this gentleman. And I just feel like, he has to be very extra careful in the moves that he makes and the people that he deals with. He's going to have to start doing the NDAs. He's going to have to move really differently because and we don't know the full story, you know what I'm saying? But from what I'm hearing, it was all good when it was just them, and she's reaping all the rewards and she's got all the attention. But as soon as she may not do it for him anymore and he's starting to move on and indulge in other things, then it's a problem. She wants, she's trying to keep him all to herself, is what I gather.
So
like
I thought women weren't possessive like
that. Anybody could be possessive like that. There is no, this one or that one. Men and women. It's the nature of the beast that you deal with. Again, these high celebrities, you hear, and I'm going to use P. Diddy as an example, all of these little underground parties and all of this orgies and all of this stuff. They say that has been going on since the dawn of time. And, it just seems, and I'm just using, like, I don't know if anyone has seen Squid Games or anything like that, but I do believe that there is a certain, and I'm not saying Illuminati and all, I'm not even getting into all of that, but I do believe that there is a certain type of group out here that just the standard lovemaking, just being with your partner and all, that doesn't do anything for them anymore. They need something that's going, I'm talking strangulation, I'm talking about this crazy, outrageous things that get them to where they need to go, because that does nothing for them anymore. They've been with all these women, they've been around the world, they've seen it, done it, and so there's nothing to strive for. They already did it all. So now they're doing extra things that are crazy out here. So, I say all of that to say, he's, I wish him all of the best. He's got to learn. He's got to learn.
Well,
Just like all of us. If we make a move, if we do something that we're not supposed to do, or we indulge in something, there's always consequences to actions.
yes, I got you. Thank you. Yes, I agree. Now, um, as far as Illuminati stuff, is it not? I'm going to agree with that. I'm more inclined to say there's even though there's no evidence. Um, as far as he needs to learn, no, the time was learning was before doing it, and yes, the whole thing is unfortunate that his world got blown up and he's shown to be uh not straight arrow as we might have expected him to be, and I say that in more than one ways. Um, he has to hold this out. He has to hold this out. This is Shannon Sharpe's L to hold, and like Chuck the Pearl said, the guy's talented, the guy's charismatic, and the guy has a brain in his head, but he got to hold that L because yes, you're an adult and you can do whatever you want as an adult within the scope of the law. But over and over and over again, the majority of people in here said, one, the age gap was too much. Because, I mean, yeah, I'm not even going to go down that road. Two, a lot of people don't understand, why couldn't you do it with somebody else that was older and maybe not? And then, the fact that he's a humongous black man in shape, no matter how old he is, and she was a tiny Caucasian woman, and the text and the phone calls showed that they had a yes so I said F it and became my own superhero podcast. Said on YouTube, he said everything that you can do doesn't mean you should do it. I agree. But the thing is, though, is that, like I said, he's got to hold that L because that's optics. Because he has a daughter around her age, and you have to ask him how would he feel if his daughter was with a former professional player, Hall of Famer, and she was talking about things like, quote, "I need that baby gravy," quote, "put a big white baby in me." She said black, but you get the point. And see how he would see how what his answer would be. I'd like to know.
Did they let him go from ESPN? Did
No,
he
he
really
took a
lose?
step back, but he's probably going to lose his job.
Oh,
Not to say that it's a 100% certainty, but he's going to lose his job. Now, he can survive that financially because he
yeah.
still has his podcast, and he still has his podcast with Ocho Cinco, and he still has Club Shay Shay. He's he was trying to get a deal when all this came out, and like people said earlier, young people do young people things, and he got caught out there. And I'm like, my take on it, like I said, two adults consenting. Like I said, he got to hold that out because of lack of judgment. No NDAs. He had a lot more to lose than she does.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of these people. That's why a lot of people be copping a plea. Yes, Miss Summer.
That
No,
was me.
I was just getting ready to say that we live in a cancel culture. And he had to furnish that information. Had he not furnished that information, we would be looking at him like he was a dog. Had
Oh,
he not had that proof, to set him free, for people to think, well, okay, yeah, well, that's what she wanted. They into some freaky stuff. She asked for it. So he was like, hey, this is what I'm going to give you what you want. You know what I'm saying? So, but had he not had that evidence on him, this would have been a whole other discussion. Same with Jonathan.
Thanks for watching. This is the man with the golden voice, the lady's choice, and of course, smooth as a Rolls Royce, saying, never make love by the garden gate, though love is blind, the neighbor's aim.